Well, this video was a total failure. I've now got to do that whole job again at some point. Not ideal. It'll be a little bit too thick. I probably won't film that because I'm sure you're bored of this. Hi and welcome to my latest video about my Range Rover L322. Today, in a horrible January, wet, miserly, cold day outside, I'm sitting in here. No doubt the windows are going to steam up soon. But what I want to fix today is a very small component. Let's show you there. It is the rain sensor, which sits on the windscreen. If I just spin the camera around, I'll show you. It sits, just try and figure out how to move it. It sits here underneath the rear view mirror in this box here. And you can see there's a line in the center where we're going to split that apart. Now, the rain sensor also doubles as the headlight sensor as well. Now, I've been reading the fault codes using my Gap IID tool, and the rain sensor is throwing an issue. So what that means is basically you stick your wipers onto the auto setting, and what it should do is detect the level of rainfall hitting on the windscreen above the sensor, and therefore it gets really heavy, then it automatically gets faster and faster, and when it wanes off, of course, it slows down. Without that, when you stick it on auto, it's basically like the old school interval feature, and you can then adjust that via the stalk itself. Let's have a look at that. Any L322 owner will be familiar with this stalk. In the down switch like that, that's just a one flick. Up once is auto, as you can see listed there on the stalk. And then you would adjust it, the period of the wiping, using the min to max. And if you just stick it to low like that, then it's just constant on off. But what we're going to try and do is to fix this, and hopefully it will be fairly simple. Now, I don't think you'll be surprised to know that this is actually a really difficult thing to film and to get near because you're underneath the windscreen and I'm sitting in the front. And what I've done to try and help things, if I just spin the camera around, I've got a little LED light here, which is hopefully going to illuminate this for you, the viewers, and I'll try and get as close in as possible while I'm doing the work, because there's nothing worse than a how-to video that doesn't show you how to do it. So, fingers crossed, let's get on with this. This part, by the way, I shall put in the part number down below for you. You can look on the Jaguar Land Rover Classic parts finder page. The L322 is listed, this part is listed, and there's a diagram as well of it. Not a very detailed diagram, but it does show you the units, so you know that you're getting the right one for the right year. Brand new, it's about £132 from Jaguar Land Rover. I'm sure you could find it cheaper elsewhere. I got this on eBay secondhand. They said it's going to work. It was about £15, maybe a little bit more. I can't remember now. I bought it quite a while ago, but it's got the cage on it as well. You can see that little cage there that's going to help fit it to the windscreen. It should already be there. So let's start to take it apart and see what we find. So hopefully you can see there's a split in the center. Looks like when the windscreen was replaced, it wasn't put back together very well. And I'm going to just crack that open, if I can get the camera to focus on there. I'm going to crack that open and see what's behind it. So let's do that now. So let's just prise this apart, hopefully without breaking anything. There we go. Seems to have come apart quite easily. There's one half off. So look around this side. There's the rain sensor. Just prise off this side as well. So there is the rain sensor and headlight sensor. You can see it's stuck to the windscreen, and you can see the rest of the assembly behind there. There's a few wires coming down. We've got to unplug the wire in the top of the rain sensor and then coax it off the screen, clean the screen, and use a new sticky pad. So let's just get on with that. That's one side done. There's the electrical cable just there. Just going to pull that out. So now, just got to get this off the screen. So you can see that the windscreen has like a little frame where the rain sensor should sit. And all I've done is just use this little plastic tool to get underneath that and peel that away from the windscreen. So let's see if I can pull that all the way off. Maybe from the other side as well, now that it's unstuck. And there we go. There is the old sensor. A quick look at the two pieces. So this is the one I've just taken off. You can see the serial number, the part number, whatever. 12th of the 1st, 2010. And then the one that I bought has the same year, same model code. Just a little bit newer by a few months, but let's clean up the windscreen. As you can see, there's a little bit of stickiness stuck there. So I'm just going to use a little bit of adhesive remover and then a bit of glass cleaner, and then we'll get that all tidied up. A top tip for you, whilst you're cleaning the goo off the windscreen, might be worth just covering up this vent, because I keep dropping little bits of sticky glue and rescuing them, luckily, but a sensible thing would maybe just put a tea towel over this area. It's important for this to be clear because obviously the rain sensor's got to see through the windscreen to be able to judge how much rain there is. So, I don't think there could be a more awkward position to try and work on something, to be honest. It is incredibly hard to get to. When you take your old rain sensor off, it's got this rubbery top on. That's the sticky pad that holds it to the glass. So when you buy a second-hand one, of course, just like this one that came off the screen, you have to remove it. So all you have to do is get a blade underneath it and peel that off, clean up the edges, and then I've got a 3M piece here, which I need to just cut to size and make sure it fits, but that's what's going to hold it back on the screen. By just sliding that blade round the edge, this has come off beautifully in one piece. That's good. So the reassembly should be the reverse. I'm going to peel that layer off, pop it back into the recess on the windscreen, and then fold over these clips and then the locking tabs, plug in the electrical connector, and that should be that. And then I'll get the IID tool out and clear the fault on the windscreen sensor and then see if it happens again. So let's just crack on with that. Okay, right, that's the sticky bit off the back. Just get it into position. Oh, first time to charm, maybe. That's the side bit in. See that silver bit and locked over. I'm just going to lean around. This is really difficult to get at. Put this one on. That's it in and locked in. Right, so that is now, just push it on. That's now pressed onto the windscreen. Next thing is to just get that cable in there. So fiddly. So flipping fiddly. Come on, in you go. Right, that is in. Now, what I'm going to do at this point, just clean that lens there. Now I'm going to fire up the car, get the IID tool out and check for fault codes, etc. before I go any further. There you can see it's all in place. I thought I'd just show you the back of the shroud that goes around this unit on the windscreen. You can see it's just a few clips that interlock. This is the center line. Actually looking at it from, this is the top of the windscreen, that's the bottom end of the windscreen. So they just clip together like that and go around the the rearview mirror bit. So I'm deleting the old fault codes with the IID tool. We're going to rescan those and then have a nice clear screen with nothing on it, as we'll see. Oh, for well, that's the job complete. The rain sensor is installed, it's plugged in. I tried to clear the codes and it hasn't worked. It's still got the same fault code it had before, so there could be something else going on there. There was another message above that one you may have seen in the video just now, so I'm going to investigate what that code means, and maybe that's actually the root cause of the problem, and there was nothing wrong with my rain sensor whatsoever. If you've got any ideas, if you've had this problem and you've tried to fix it and it didn't work, just like mine, then please leave a comment after the video. Thank you very much. See you next time for another problem. So I'm officially confused because although the fault codes were cleared and then they came back, signaling that the rain sensor wasn't working, I put the wipers on, and instead of doing the standard length of time in between an intermittent sweep, it does seem to be changing. So I'm going to test it now. I've got my rain maker here. It's a water bottle with some holes in the top. I'm just going to spray it on the windscreen and see what happens. Let's go and try it. Right, so it's not wiping at the moment. You can see there is some mizzle on the screen. I'm just going to squirt it now. No. No. No, it's not reacting, is it? Should be going mental right now and it's not. Okay, it's not fixed. So I've been sitting in the car now watching the wipers. I'm on auto setting but minimum on the stalk, and basically they wipe about every 15 seconds without fail. The rain is sort of slight rain, it's very constant, so it's not changing at the moment. So yeah, I don't think the new rain sensor / old rain sensor has made a bit of difference. So I'm just stuck with intermittent wipers like most people on the roads, which is a bit of a shame because a Range Rover should have these things. Oh well. Right, so I've just checked the user manual, and apparently fuse 31 under here is the one for the rain sensor. So I just need to pop this open, which is difficult when you're trying to do it one-handed and there's two catches. In fact, it's impossible. Well, the fuse I need, F31, just there. If that's blown, then I'll be a very happy man. Let's get it out. Sadly, there is nothing wrong with the fuse whatsoever. Bugger. Well, this video was a total failure. Whilst I did manage to replace the rain sensor with another faulty rain sensor, I've now got to do that whole job again at some point with another rain sensor. I contacted the seller on eBay, and to be fair to him, he's been very good and he doesn't want me to leave negative feedback. So he's going to send me yet another one, which he says is proven working. I've questioned on how he's proving that it's working, because the only real way to do it is to plug it into the car and before you stick it to the screen, spray it with water. Not ideal, but that's the way you can tell if it's actually going to react. I've read on some forums that if the windscreen has been replaced, which mine has, then the screen, if it's not a genuine Land Rover one or a Pilkington one, can be a little bit too thick, and therefore it can't sense the water. So that could be it, but also it could just be a duff unit. So as he's going to send me another one and it was only 15 quid, I'm going to go for that. I'll have to buy another sticky pad and yeah, just do the whole process again. But I think before I stick it on, I'll just plug it in and see if it works before I go through the whole rigmarole. I probably won't film that because I'm sure you're bored of this rain sensor video already, but next time we'll do something a little bit more exciting and maybe the weather will be nicer. But from my L322 to yours, I hope that you're trucking well, and I hope that you like and subscribe, and we'll see each other on another video soon. Tatty bye.